Hi, and welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and I'm super excited to be sharing a Bumblebee set. I didn't think I was going to get any of these until this one was announced. This is Buzzworthy Bumblebee, the Worlds Collide 4-pack, and it just feels so weird. I feel like it's like we've got these repaints we want to do, and this remold, and also we're doing Bumblebee stuff, so let's just stick them in here. So we have Nemesis Primal, this beautiful purple grill over here. We've got a deluxe Fangry finally. We've got a Bumblebee. And then we've got this really nice looking Blackarachnia. Really, I mean, each one of these figures is just very pretty in their own right. Nemesis Primal, I love the red painted eyes. The purple paint for his gorilla mode looks awesome. You can see hints of the teal, the red blades, like that all looks good. Fangry, we all know that he's floppy in robot mode, but in terms of his colors in his alt mode, everything looks nice. That new head for his little werewolf head, not werewolf head, I guess, because he's got wings, whatever, monster head, looks real nice. His hands look good. I think the hands are unique, as well as the head. We'll do some comparisons in a bit. We've got Bumblebee. And here he is in his Bumblebee colors. I will say this, that bazooka is popping off. That looks real nice. And then we've got our Blackarachnia. I'll put her crossbow to this side. And yeah, here we've got Blackarachnia. And she looks real nice as well. I mean, again, the same purples. Actually, no, not exactly the same purples. That's two different plastic tones. Which makes sense. They're two different molds. They don't share any parts. But we do have just it. She just looks lovely with, like, there's this metallic wash to her spider skin. You can see it dry brushed on here. Just looks awesome. All four of these. I should say all three of these. Bumblebee I don't care about. We'll get to him in a second. We also have a teeny tiny little Vector Sigma over here. That I'm struggling to figure out what to actually plug him into. I see that port here. We'll give it a shot on some stuff in a little bit. But yeah, each one of these looks good. I think we're just going to make this a long video and do these one at a time and then talk about potential giveaway. So, Nemesis Primal starting out. Here he is next to Optimus Primal. This is the retail release Optimus Primal. And yeah, everything looks good. The red painted eyes really do a lot for me. We can see here on Optimus Primal that we don't really have, like, it's just clear plastic, but he doesn't have anywhere for light piping to really shine through. So I don't mind these eyes, but just when you're going nuts on a color scheme, being vibrant like this is really, really awesome. I dig it a lot. And yeah, we've seen this transformation before. We can do it again one more time quickly. And yeah, again, Nemesis Primal looks real good in this mode. The silver, the teal, the purple, he just looks really vibrant. It all contrasts with his black gorilla fur really nicely. He's got, we can open this up and get out his guns. Yeah, so he's got teal arm cannons. I just really love the teal on black. And then with the purple, he's got teal wrist launchers. Everything that, you know, was cool about Optimus Primal before, Kingdom Optimus Primal before, is just looking just a little more vibrant on this guy. I'm super digging his color scheme. I think this, like, if you don't have the mold yet, and you're not, like, a super Beast Wars fan, and you want to check it out, get this version. This is the prettiest version. Let's compare him next to Optimus Primal real quickly. Here he is next to Optimus Primal. And again, I love that we got the masked head up here. I think that looks really nice. It helps contrast the two really nicely. Same thing with like the different way paint apps are done, the different sections painted and things like that. I think they look, I mean, they're clearly evil version of the good guy, but they look good fighting each other. They look really good next to each other. To me, this might be the highlight of the set. I just really, really like the way he looks. He just looks super slick. Yeah, Nemesis Primal. I mean, is he worth $80? No, but if you just want him, you can probably piece out your Fangry and your Blackarachnia, no problem. Make a couple bucks on the Bumblebee, and he's down to like $30, and I think he's definitely worth $30. All right, so then we've got Fangry next, and Fangry is an interesting one. I think he works best in alt mode. I like the little bit of paint apps he's got here. He's got a little bit on the gray, a little bit of red. He's got the classic Headmaster chest, which is neat. But other than that, I mean, besides his head with the cool silver painted teeth, which I do like, not a ton of paint on this version. But we do have some buddies we can compare him to. So he clearly shares a mold with the monster bots. And we've got Grotusk, we've got Twinferno. They all have the same exact legs. What I find interesting, and maybe no one else does, what I find interesting is that the legs are the same, but they must be on two different runners because Grotusk's legs, his feet are a different color than his legs. But yeah, here we can see he looks good with them all together, and I've got everyone else stickered up. Obviously, he's not part of the monster bots, but I intend to sticker up Fangry as well since he is a Titan Master. And yeah, you can see like 4 different uses of the mold. You can see where the parts are shared, such as like the wings and stuff. But other than that, you know, different hands on everybody. Actually, we've got different feet on Repugnus. I mean, yeah, Fangry, I think he uses the mold in this version pretty well. The other thing I want to compare him to is Titan Master Fangry. We've got this little guy. And yeah, obviously not much comparison here. It'll be more interesting when we get into robot mode and we do the different 2 heads. But yeah, so I'm really glad I've been using this guy in screenshots for the Transformers TCG. I'm really glad that we now have a deluxe version. He can hold himself as a weapon. And let's go ahead and transform Fangry here. So for Fangry, I guess he's essentially the same transformation as the other ones, but since it is a new mold, I figure this one can be a little refresher. We just flip out the feet, flip down the tail, and then we flip his old legs in, and they create new robot feet. It's a Titan Master, so the transformation on Titan Masters was not as simple as Combiner Wars. I actually really love the transformation on Titan Masters. I'm so glad we're getting more Titan Masters, but it is a pretty simple transformation. One thing I do think is really neat is he does have 2 sets of hands, so we can put back his monster hands and flip out his robot hands. I think that's pretty cool. And then we flip his joint, his bicep joint around to give him his regular hands. Now we're gonna see the big problem with Fangry, which is one just of general tolerance looseness. His neck pin popped out. We can pop that back in, put his neck down, and we'll see. Yeah, there. Everyone knows about it. That's been on the internet since someone first got Fangry. We can open up his chest, pop out his head, pop things down, and yeah, here is his body mode. And I like it. If you haven't seen Fangry in the Transformers TCG, he's an awesome character in the Transformers TCG. It's really built up a lot of attachment to the toy for me, so I'm really glad we got it. And here we have Fangry's head. I guess we'll show the little Titan Master first. Here's little Titan Master. I like that they painted his head. I really like that they painted his head and face. Then here we've got our other Fangry, who I do have stickered up, but I think might be the same mold. There we go, pop him out. Fold him down. And yeah, so it's an identical head. The green seems like it's the same color and everything. So I guess this is one thing that's a little bit of a bummer for me. Ape Face got a Titan Master head, and then they remolded his head for his toy. And I wish that Fangry did the same thing. I would have loved to have 2 different expressions that I could swap in and out. I guess in this case, I can put on his Titan Master version. There we go, with the visor stickered, and then I can put on his non-Titan Master version. Yeah. I mean, it's still a Titan Master version, but it is still stickered. Yeah, the paint apps are the same, the molding's all the same. So yeah, it's Fangry. But I do like the character a lot, so like this is a toy I just want on my shelf. I know that there have been fixes posted out here on how to tighten up the pin joints here to help his knees. It is surprising to me that they are loose because it feels like Hasbro has been able to successfully do the you know, Kingdom mold figures without a ton of looseness having to happen. So that is a little unfortunate. But let's go ahead and compare Fangry to the rest of the Titan Masters we have nearby. Okay, so here we've got Fangry next to the Autobot Monster Bots. And yeah, again, you can see where the molding is the same. I think he's most similar to Grotusk here. But there are differences. Again, the chest is different. The shoulders are different. The crotch is different. These extra bits help differentiate them. I guess the crotch he shares over here. But yeah, it's neat to see what has happened to differentiate each of these uses of the mold. But you will notice there is one other bummer about Fangry right now, and that is that he doesn't have a weapon. And I think, like, you know, we got these exclusives. Twinferno was a Titan's Return, I think just general release. But we got these exclusives. They had weapons with them. Even if it was just a repackaged similar weapon to Grotusk or something, I would have been fine with that. I guess I am at least grateful that Fangry does have his gun, so he can hold himself as a pistol. I really like that certain Titan Masters, since they came in 2 size classes, can hold themselves as a weapon. That does make me really happy. And yeah, Fangry, I think, is a reason a lot of people were super excited about this set, and I think he works just fine. I think Nemesis Prime is just a nicer figure in terms of out of the package, but once you tighten up Fangry's knees, I don't think there's going to be any issues with him, and I'm super excited for when Toy Hacks comes out with the repro labels for him to get him stickered up like all my other Titan Masters. So far, I think, right, if you're interested in a cool repaint and then a deluxe figure of a character we haven't gotten as a deluxe figure in Generation yet, I think that you're 2 for 2 on your money in the pack. All right, so this is called Buzzworthy Bumblebee, so it's gotta come with a Bumblebee. And yeah, here he is. He rolls just fine. This is the Cliff Jumper mold. It is a good mold. In terms of paint apps, I think they did what they could. It's gotta be Bumblebee. I kind of wish they gave him the Camaro stripes or something. Like, right, there was the Netflix Bumblebee, that's a Volkswagen, so why not do this guy in, like, I don't know, Bayverse Bumblebee colors or Cyberverse Bumblebee colors or something. I guess it just looks a little plain, and we already got a yellow Cliff Jumper repaint anyway, so do something to mix up the colors a little bit. Or maybe paint him up as Goldbug instead. Other than that, I mean, he looks fine. The yellow plastic and the yellow paint don't 100% match, but they look much closer than I've seen in the past. This isn't a Sunstreaker situation where that is a really bad matchup. We have seen this transformation before, so we're going to go through it again real quickly. Here is Bumblebee, and again, he looks like Bumblebee just fine in robot mode. Obviously, he's not Volkswagen Bumblebee, but he's still a cute little Bumblebee. I think, right, if you have to include one in the set, might as well be this guy. We can take the handle out of the back, just like the previous versions of this mold. Stick our back shield up, give him a backpack if you want, or you can wield it like a shield. The coolest thing about this toy, I think, is the green bazooka. I just really like this green bazooka. That's a really neat color. I think it would have been awesome if we got this as a Wasp. Maybe it could have been called, like, Wasp Bumblebee. And I guess the place we can stick the Vector Sigma is on his forearm, so it's kind of like he's carrying it and holding it. The little accessory piece doesn't really do much for me. But yeah, there is Bumblebee. And if you don't sound too excited about it, it's because I'm not too excited about it. I've already compared this guy to other Bumblebees in the past. We've seen it. Nothing new to say here. This, to me, is the part of the set that I don't need on the shelf. Everything else, I think I'm very tempted to keep on the shelf. The last one we've got is Blackarachnia. Blackarachnia's color scheme, I believe, is heavily inspired by Tarantulas. She does have the animation accurate spider legs, so if it's possible, it is possible because they're on mushroom pegs, you can swap out these spider legs for these spider legs if you want. It's not 100% match, but it's something you can do. I actually like the black spider legs, so I won't be swapping them out. But yeah, look, I mean, this, right, they're both very pretty. I like this mold. I've been lucky enough, I haven't gotten any breaks. Yeah, my claws are still intact back here, which is awesome. In terms of paint, they moved paint apps from her claws onto her back, and I'm okay with that. I think, yeah, the results are awesome. We're going to go ahead and transform her. And again, we've seen this transformation before, so this will be a quick one. Alright, and here is Blackarachnia in robot mode, and again, she looks lovely. There is some looseness, which is unfortunate. Let's compare her to her retail Blackarachnia release real quickly. Here is Kingdom Blackarachnia, and yeah, transforming them back to back, I immediately noticed the tightness versus the looseness, which is surprising. I guess you can't hit every joint out of the ballpark. We've got some looseness in the ankles back here. This neck is a big one. I really like the new head sculpt. The neck joint hasn't changed, but yeah, that bobbing is really unfortunate compared to the tightness that is Blackarachnia over here. The waist locks up eventually, but it definitely took a couple clicks to get everything engaged. Yeah, again, she looks really pretty. I like the stripes on her claws. I really like the leather, or not leather, leopard print we've got on her breastplate. Again, the more shiny metallic on the spider torso translates into a cooler metallic abdomen. We've got that brushed metal on the sides of her legs. The green and the orange all looks good together. It's really just that head bob. That's really important. I also like the paint that's been done on her crossbow piece. Yeah, I think appearance-wise, Blackarachnia still looks good. She's a little loose. She can at least stand. I mean, Fangry has, you know, loose-ish knees. And that looseness doesn't translate here on her legs. It's just, you kind of got to make sure you push her head back. Otherwise, it's going to fall forward, which is a shame. So in terms of like where I rate stuff on this box set, I think Nemesis Primal is number 1 for me. Fangry is number 2 because it's Fangry. That's really it. Blackarachnia is really just number 3 only because Fangry is a totally new character. And then, you know, Bumblebee's last. So overall, for 80 bucks, I got 3 characters I'm really happy with. And then I got a free Bumblebee is the way I view it, right? Because he's a Voyager, so that's what, $30 these days. It would be 20 bucks and 20 bucks, so that's 70. And then I guess we got a $10 deluxe. So you know, you get a half price Bumblebee essentially at retail for an $80 box set. It makes me super happy to have all these, but I don't need them all is the big thing. For right now, I'm gonna keep these 3. I just really like Nemesis Primal and Blackarachnia. I'm breaking my rule about only having one of each mold in my collection. My excuse is that they got unique head sculpts. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a new mold. They got unique head sculpts. Their colors are just so pretty. I will probably do giveaways of them eventually, but not right away. Instead, we're gonna give away Bumblebee, and the reason we're gonna give him away is because of Extra Life. If you look up above or down at the link below, you can see the links to my Extra Life page. Bumblebee is going to be an Extra Life giveaway. So there are going to be 2 ways you can enter. and everyone can enter the contest twice. The first one is on YouTube, right here. Put a comment below what would be, if they did another Crazy Bumblebee box set, what would be the remold or repaint you'd hope they'd pack in to convince you to buy yet another Bumblebee? That's my question. What pack-in figure would they include to convince you to buy yet another Bumblebee figure? Now, if you want to enter, put a comment in the video description below saying, I would like to enter the giveaway, and the figure that they could pack in that would convince me to buy another Bumblebee is blank from this figure. That's the question. Now, if you're watching this, the other way to enter, and I'm going to announce this contest on Twitter at the same time, the other way to enter will be on Twitter, on the Arbitrary Hero Twitter account. I'm going to do this post as a video, and I'm going to do a follow-up post that will outline the contest. And all you have to do on Twitter is follow Arbitrary Hero and like and retweet the tweet to help get word about our Extra Life campaign out there. If you don't know, we're raising money for Cincinnati Children's Hospital. We do this every year with Extra Life. I have a bunch of Transformers prizes that I'm giving away and raffling off to help promote the giveaway. So if you check out the video description below, you'll see a link to the Extra Life page. Go check out that Extra Life page. There's some good prizes in there. But again, two ways you can enter. One on YouTube, answer the question and say I want to enter the giveaway. The second way is follow us on Twitter and like and retweet the contest tweet. That's it for today's video. I believe next week we'll have more Transformer stuff. This is the last video I'm recording before my wedding, so that's super exciting. All right, see you everyone. Have a great day.